Welcome to the Stoic Tide. Look around your life. If nothing changes today, where do you honestly end up in 10 years? Be real with yourself. Because what you're about to hear will either snap you awake or you'll scroll, shrug, and repeat the same year 10 times, calling it a decade. Few days ago, I watched a man explain himself for 20 long minutes to someone who had zero respect for him. He kept reaching for approval that was never coming. That scene, it's not rare. It's everywhere. Maybe you've lived it. Maybe you're living it right now. Here's our 24-hour challenge. For the next day, you will not explain yourself to anyone who disrespects your boundary. No defenses, no essays, just a calm, clean number. If you're in, type in the comments. No more explaining. They told you you're missing confidence. That's not the truth. You were trained to be predictable, manageable, low friction. You learn to over-apologize, over-explain, and overlook your own standards. But Stoicism teaches this. You always control your judgment, your choices, your actions. Epictetus would call it the dichotomy of control. So the real question isn't who's holding me back. It's what am I still handing over that belongs to me? My time, my attention, my self-respect. Today I'll give you 8 Stoic laws of unstoppable presence, not motivational sugar. Principles you can execute starting before midnight. And listen closely because at the end of this video, I have a small gift for you. If you've ever wanted to train your mind to strengthen your identity, to build the habits that turn ordinary men into unshakable warriors, I've created a 7-day plan just for you. Think of it as your personal blueprint, a daily challenge inspired by the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. 7 days, 7 steps. Each one designed to carve away weaknesses and forge resilience. So stay until the end, because if you're serious about becoming stronger, calmer, and truly unstoppable, this 7-day plan will be your first weapon. Law number 1, rebuild your inner identity. Feed the right self. There are 2 voices living inside every man. One bends, one explains, one apologizes for simply existing. The other, it speaks once and means it. Every morning you choose which voice to feed. Every decision is a vote for the weak self or for the strong one. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Think about that. Not your boss, not your critics, not even your past, your mind, your choices. That is where your power lives. So how do you begin? Here's a 5-minute practice I call the identity ledger. Take a piece of paper, draw 2 columns. On the left, write behaviors that shrink me. On the right, behaviors that strengthen me. Now be brutally honest. On the left, maybe you write over-apologize. Delay the hard conversation. Say yes when I mean no. On the right, the replacements. State my boundary once calm, firm. Decide within 24 hours. Say no without guilt, without explanation. This simple exercise is not about words on paper. It's about reprogramming the voice you've been feeding for years. It's about taking back the authority you've been giving away. Because every time you bend too far, you teach the world that your standards don't matter. And every time you enforce a boundary, you teach yourself that your worth is not negotiable. Here's the 1-line rule that will change everything. Never be kinder to a stranger than you are to yourself. Read that again. Let it sink in. Because most men are ruthless with their own hearts and gentle with everyone else's demands. That ends now. When you feed the right self, you stop apologizing for existing. You stop explaining what doesn't need explanation. You begin to walk into rooms with quiet certainty. And when you do that, people notice, they respect, they listen. Not because you shouted louder, but because you finally spoke with truth. So ask yourself today, which voice will you feed? Lashto, build the fortress mind. Your mind is either your greatest ally or your most dangerous enemy. Right now, for most men, it's chaos. Every criticism cuts too deep. Every setback feels personal. Every obstacle throws them off balance. But listen carefully. Your emotions were never meant to drive the car. They were meant to provide information, data, nothing more. Anger is not a command. It's a signal a line was crossed. Pain is not punishment. It's proof that someone revealed their true nature. Fear is not weakness. It's the edge of growth calling you forward. This is the essence of the fortress mind. A mind that doesn't shatter under pressure but uses pressure to sharpen its vision. Think about Marcus Aurelius, an emperor at war, surrounded by betrayal, plagues, endless battles. Yet he wrote to himself, "A wise man acts in the present, shaping the future." He didn't waste time complaining. He processed, he observed, then he acted. That is the fortress mind at work. Modern example, Warren Buffett. Markets crash, billions evaporate in hours, but he doesn't panic. He doesn't run. He waits, he studies. He strikes when everyone else is ruled by fear. That's why he wins while others break. So here's your training. When life shakes you, don't ask why me. Ask what is this teaching me? Your friend betrays you. Lesson: trust must be earned, never given blindly. Your boss criticizes you unfairly. Lesson: their words reveal them, not you. You fail at a project. Lesson: systems must be improved, not abandoned. Every event is raw material for wisdom. Nothing is wasted unless you waste it. Building a fortress mind doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop being owned by feelings. You still feel, but now emotions serve you instead of enslaving you. Most men live in glass castles. One insult, one failure, and everything collapses. You will build stone walls, gates of steel, towers of perspective. When storms come, and they will, you will still stand. So write this into your identity. My mind is a fortress. My thoughts are my tools. Because once your mind is unshakable, the world can no longer decide your destiny. You do. Law #3. Master the art of silence. The loudest man in the room is usually the weakest. He talks because he's nervous. He explains because he's uncertain. He argues because he's desperate for validation. You will be the opposite. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is power. When you stop explaining yourself, something shifts. People begin to respect you more. They stop questioning your decisions. They stop testing your boundaries because they realize you don't need their approval. You don't need their permission. You don't need to justify your standards. Think about it. Do the most influential leaders you know explain themselves constantly? Do they justify every choice? Do they argue with everyone who challenges them? Of course not. They make decisions and move forward. They set boundaries and hold them. They speak only when it matters. Machiavelli once wrote, "The lion does not need to roar to be respected." Silence makes you intriguing. When people can't read you easily, they assume you know something they don't. They imagine you're more strategic than you are. They give you influence you never even claimed. But here's the key. When you do speak, your words must carry weight. Because you've been selective. People listen carefully. Because you don't waste words. Every sentence lands with force. This is the art of strategic silence. Picture this. Someone accuses you unfairly. The weak man rushes to defend himself. You simply look at them, calm, unmoved, or someone demands an answer you don't want to give. The weak man explains endlessly. You say one word number, or someone stirs drama, hoping to bait you. The weak man dives in. You walk away. And what happens? They escalate, confused by your calm. They reveal their true character while you remain untouchable. Your silence also protects you from regret. How many men have destroyed relationships, careers, and reputations because they couldn't stop talking because they reacted instead of observing? Not you. You will fill the room with presence, not with noise. You will save your energy for action, not arguments. Let other men shout. Let them scramble to be heard. You will master silence and through it command respect. Say this with me. My silence speaks louder than their noise. Law #4 turns setbacks into strength. Life will test you. Your closest friend may betray you. Your business partner may choose money over loyalty. Someone you trust may let you down when the stakes are highest. Most men collapse under disappointment. They replay conversations endlessly. They ask, how could this happen to me? They waste months searching for reasons instead of using the lesson. You will be different, because disappointment is not a wound. It is information. It is a revelation of character. It is the truth stripped bare. Seneca wrote, "Fire tests gold. Adversity tests strong men. Every setback is proof that life is refining you, not destroying you." Think about Walt Disney. He was fired from a newspaper job because his editor said he lacked creativity. Most men would have quit. Disney turned that humiliation into the fuel that built an empire. A castle millions now walk through every year, built on the ashes of rejection. Or consider Steve Jobs. He was thrown out of his own company, humiliated in public. But instead of breaking, he started again, and years later returned to transform Apple into one of the most powerful companies in the world. Disappointment can end you or elevate you. The choice is yours. Here's the Stoic way. When betrayal strikes, don't waste energy on anger. Ask, what did this reveal about them? What system must I change so it doesn't happen again? When failure hits, don't sink into shame. Ask, what weakness in my process just surfaced? How do I rebuild it stronger? Sometimes the right response is clean distance. No explanations, no second chances. Just cut them out like removing poison from the body. Other times, the right move is patience. File away the betrayal. Remember it and wait for the perfect moment to turn their weakness into your advantage. Either way, you win because setbacks are not curses. They are evidence you are rising. No one envies the man stuck at the bottom. People only betray when you've become someone worth envying. So wear every disappointment as a badge of honor. Let it sharpen you. Let it harden you. Let it forge you. Say it now. I turn pain into power. Lash 5. Silence your critics with excellence. Weak men argue with their critics. They defend, they explain, they beg to be understood. And every word they waste gives their enemy power. You will not make that mistake because the truth is this. Critics are not your problem. Your response to critics is your problem. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily. The opinion of 10,000 men is of no value if they do not know what they are talking about. Why debate people who have never built, never endured, never achieved? Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Millions mocked him, hated him, booed him. He didn't waste energy arguing. He answered with goals, with trophies, with records that speak louder than any insult. Or Oprah Winfrey. She was told she wasn't fit for television. Imagine if she had wasted time convincing the doubters. Instead, she built a media empire that silenced them forever. Excellence ends arguments. Results close mouths. Success transforms doubt into envy. Here's your rule. Every minute you spend debating is a minute stolen from building. Every hour wasted on defending is an hour you could have invested in growth. So choose the better weapon. Don't talk. Deliver. Don't argue. Execute. Don't explain. Win. When you rise higher, your critics will not vanish. They will multiply, but so will your results. And when results are undeniable, criticism becomes irrelevant. Think about it. The man who builds an empire does not argue with someone who has never built a single brick. The man who commands respect does not explain himself to those who have commanded nothing. You must decide. Will you play the game of noise or the game of results? Here's your affirmation. I silence critics with success, not arguments. Let your work speak. Let your actions echo. Let your progress roar louder than their complaints. Because in the end, the critic's voice will fade, but your excellence will remain. Law #6, control your reputation. Every man carries a shadow before him. It arrives in the room before he does. It speaks louder than introductions. It shapes how people treat him before a single word is spoken. That shadow is your reputation. Most men leave it to chance. They let gossip, accidents, or other people's opinions define them. But you, if you seek power, if you seek respect, you will take control. Machiavelli wrote, "Men judge more by the eye than the hand." People will decide who you are based on what they see long before they understand what you do. So what do they see when you enter? Do they see a man hunched, apologetic, hesitant? Or do they see a man who walks with calm certainty, who moves with purpose, who stands like he belongs everywhere he goes? Marcus Aurelius was emperor of Rome, yet he didn't need golden crowns or jeweled robes to command respect. His composure in chaos, his calm in crisis, that was his true armor. That was his reputation. Modern example. Think of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. When he enters a room, people feel it before he speaks. His reputation is discipline, consistency, energy. He built it deliberately. He protects it fiercely. Your reputation is not an accident. It is a tool. It can shield you or expose you. It can open doors or close them. Here's your training. Stand with presence, shoulders back, eyes steady, no fidgeting. Speak with weight, fewer words, lower tone, slower pace. Be consistent, the same man in private as in public. And never forget, mystery is magnetic. Don't tell everyone your plans. Don't explain your every move. Let them wonder. Let curiosity work for you. Because once your reputation is solid, it protects you when you're absent. People will think twice before testing you. They will measure their words before speaking your name. Say this now. I control my reputation. My presence commands respect. Your reputation is your armor. Build it, shape it, guard it. Because in a world where men are judged in seconds, it may be your greatest weapon. Law #7, make excellence a daily discipline. Excellence is not an event. It is not a speech, a performance, or a moment where the spotlight shines. Excellence is a habit, a ritual, a discipline you carry into every single day. Most men think excellence appears only in big moments. The job interview, the important meeting, the one time they finally stand up for themselves. But the truth is this. Excellence is built in the unseen hours, when no one is clapping, when no one is watching, when it would be easier to choose comfort. Seneca wrote, "We are always complaining that our days are few and acting as though there will be no end of them." He understood how you spend the ordinary days decides the extraordinary ones. Think about Kobe Bryant. The world saw the championships, the trophies, the glory. But what created that? The 400 a.m. workouts, the thousands of shots taken in empty gyms, the relentless choice of discipline over comfort. Or Joe Willink, Navy SEAL commander. Every day he wakes at 4:30 a.m. Why? Not because it's glamorous. Because it's discipline. Because when you do what you said you would do, especially when it's hard, you become unstoppable. So here's your training. Each day, identify the one task you least want to do and do it first. That single habit will rewire your mind to obey purpose, not feelings. Excellence lives in the small details. How you handle minor annoyances. How you treat people who can't do anything for you. How you show up when nobody is keeping score. Comfort is the enemy. Comfort makes you predictable. Predictable makes you manageable. And manageable men are forgotten. You are not here to be forgotten. So build your discipline. Wake up when you said you would. Train when you don't feel like it. Keep promises to yourself even when it's inconvenient. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you forge strength. Every time you choose action over excuse, you prove to yourself that you are in control. Say it now. Discipline is my ritual. Excellence is my standard. Because when life tests you, and it will, it is not talent that carries you through. It is the discipline you practiced when no one was watching. Law has height become unstoppable. To be unstoppable does not mean nothing ever hurts you. It means nothing can break you. You still feel pain, but it doesn't own you. You still face fear, but it doesn't cage you. You still hear criticism, but it doesn't shape you. The unstoppable man is free, free from the need for approval, free from the weight of other people's opinions, free from the chains of his own excuses. Marcus Aurelius said it best. He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior. Self-mastery is the final frontier. When you govern your thoughts, your reactions, your discipline, the world has no weapon left to use against you. Look at Nelson Mandela, 27 years in prison. Most men would have left broken, bitter, finished. He walked out stronger. He walked out a leader. He walked out unstoppable. Or think of Viktor Frankl, who survived the Nazi concentration camps. He lost everything, family, freedom, future. Yet he discovered this truth. The last of human freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance. That is what it means to be unbreakable. So what does this look like for you? It means no more waiting for permission. No more hoping the world recognizes your worth. No more shrinking so others feel comfortable. The unstoppable man chooses his mission and moves. He builds when others complain. He rises when others quit. He holds his ground when others retreat. Yes, people will test you. They will look for cracks. They will press every button they can find. Let them. They will exhaust themselves against a wall they cannot move because you have built the identity, the fortress mind, the silence, the strength, the discipline. You are not who you were. You are who you decide every single day. Say it with me. I am unbreakable. I am unbending. I am unstoppable. The moment you choose discipline over comfort, courage over fear, purpose over approval, that is the moment you become untouchable. This is your time. This is your proof. This is your life. Take it. Conclusion. Men, the world doesn't hand respect to anyone. You claim it by how you show up, especially when nobody's clapping. From this moment, you do not explain yourself to people who disrespect your standards. You do not hand your day to emotion. You do not outsource your identity. You will be challenged today, maybe in the next hour. Someone will test the old you. Breathe, observe, choose. One calm boundary, one decisive number, one task done hard first. That's how unstoppable starts. Not with noise, but with a single disciplined act. If you're ready to live like that, type unstoppable starts now. And if you want the 7-day PDF of this plan, say send the checklist. I'll put it in the description and the pinned comment. Subscribe to the Stoic Tide for more insights. Stay stoic, stay blessed.